welcome to your first video lesson in using charts and graphs in Excel. Before I teach you how to create a chart or graph in Excel, let's make sure you are familiar with the different types of charts and graphs. Let's also make sure you understand why they are useful. Okay, this spreadsheet is from a bookstore. As you can see, they sell 5 different types of books: classics, mystery, romance, science fiction, fantasy, and young adult. Also, you can see that they have total sales for the years 2014 through 2018. Okay, let me ask you a question about this spreadsheet. Which 2 types of books are the most popular? Well, that's very hard to answer looking at the spreadsheet. I would have to read all of the numbers and do some math. Instead, let's look at a chart that shows book sales. This is a column chart, which is useful for comparing. As you can see, the title is Book Sales, and on the left, we have different amounts of money. On the bottom, we have the different types of books. And each one of these columns represents 1 year. So, from looking at this chart, can you tell me which 2 types of books are the most popular? Well, yeah, you can. You can see that mystery and romance sell a lot more than the other 3 types of books. So column charts are very useful for comparing things. I'm going to show you another type of chart that is very similar. This is called a bar chart or a bar graph. It is exactly the same as a column chart, but it is turned on its side. The amounts of money are at the bottom, and the types of books are on the side. Okay, let me ask you another question about the bookstore sales. I can see from this chart that science fiction and fantasy do not sell very well. What I'd like to know is what percentage of total sales is science fiction and fantasy? Let's look at the chart. Can I tell from this chart the total percentage of sales for these 5 years? No, not easily. I would have to do a lot of math to find that number. Instead, let's look at a pie chart that shows us. Okay, so here we have a pie chart that shows total book sales 2014 to 2018. And here is the actual pie chart, and then each slice of pie has a label that tells you the type of book and the percentage of total sales. So looking at this chart, can you tell me what percentage of total sales is science fiction and fantasy? Yep, you can. The answer is right there. Pie charts are useful for showing how a total is divided up. Okay, one more question. The bookstore spent a lot of money on advertising in 2015. Can you tell me if the sales went up in 2015? Well, you can if you look at all of the numbers carefully. But an easier way to look at how something changes over time is to look at a line chart. Okay, here we have the amounts of money on the left, but on the bottom we have the years. So from 2014 to 2015, did sales go up? Well, yes, they did. You can see all of these lines are increasing. So sales went up. That's the year they spent a lot of money on advertising. And then in 2016, did sales go down? Yeah, a lot of them did. You can see these lines show that sales went down. So do you think their advertising helped them sell a lot of books? I think so, because the year they spent money on advertising, their sales went up. So I hope you can see how charts and graphs can be useful. They make it easier for people to understand what they are seeing in a spreadsheet. The column chart is useful for comparing things. The bar chart is useful for comparing things. The pie chart also compares, but is usually used to show how something is divided up. And the line chart shows how something changes over time. For line charts, you have to have something related to time. Days, hours, months, weeks, years, something related to time.